Hello, hello. Welcome in, everybody. Thanks for all of you that are coming in right on the money, right in the beginning. Hi, good to see you. Happy Saturday. Welcome back. My name is KGart. Go by KGart82 on Instagram and YouTube and here on Twitch. And I am a 20-year veteran in the toy industry doing digital sculpting. Hey, what's up, Nix? You joined at the right time. Good to see you. Um, and today there's a lot of fun things about today. I'm going to start a new project, but I don't know what I want to start. So you guys are going to help me figure that out. I have a couple of options, so you guys can help me do that. And also, it's my wife's birthday. The only reason stream isn't canceled is because she's off with one of her best friends in Vegas for the weekend to go see the No Doubt concert. So she's having a good time. So happy birthday to you. And she's having a great time. I've been talking to her all day, and she's got a cool present when she gets back. Um, and also, I went and saw the back rooms today with my kiddo, and that was really cool. So we can talk about that as the stream goes on. But thank you for those of you that are here. I'm going to swing it over to the scene. Yay, happy birthday, Miss KGart. Yes. Um, and as always, thank you everybody for coming in, hanging out, and stopping by. I always appreciate anyone that wants to come and hang out with me and learn a little bit about 3D work. Let's see. If I remember, you does that. Let's see. Oh my gosh, I can't read that. Let's see. If I remember you, does that does that make me not foregone? Does that mean not forgotten? Maybe. Um, I don't think I could ever forget you, Azzy, for sure. Azzy, always excited to see you. Oh, yee. All right. Let's see what else. Oh, you are you talking? Were you talking to Nix in that, or were you talking to me? I was confused. Let's see. See, my son went and saw the back rooms with his mom today. He really liked it. Cool. Yeah, it was really, really, really cool. Um, it was kind of fun. So I decided to start um, getting the boy caught up on all the backroom stuff because he was starting to get interested in it. And so last night we watched all the stuff, the whole like 3 hours of the YouTube shorts that were created for the backrooms. So we did that in a blitz, and then we went to the movie this morning, and it was really cool. And it was his first R-rated movie. I'm enjoying this interesting conversation that's going on right now. Um, just so y'all know, ads, I usually start, I do one ad break in the beginning just to get that out of the way. And I'm going to run that now. If you are a sub, we can chat for the 3 minutes. I won't start doing anything yet. And if you are not subscribed, please hang through the ads and we'll get going. And you can help me figure out what we're going to do for our next project and talk about uh, what's going on with free run because that's still not done. Still close, but I had a little bit of a hiccup. So enjoy the ads, and I'll see y'all in a few minutes. All right, and I think that's one thing I wish I could see here in um, the streaming softwares, ad schmads, um, is who is subbed and who isn't, because it when people have Prime, 3 minutes and 15 seconds. That's weird. I don't have it set to that. Um, when people have Prime, even if they're not sub to you, they get the badge and it still shows up. So you're a Prime subscriber, and I know you sub to me. Yay, watch streak. Um, yeah, I wish I could see who was subbed so I can tell the difference because I don't have a lot of subs, but I know some people have done Prime, and I don't always remember who is, aside from you, Josh, because clearly you're like day one supporter homie. 1 minute left. So you're freaking excited for our little project. Oh, I know, I know, I know. Yeah, I'm excited to see the art too. And I'll shoot you a quote probably tomorrow of what my end of things will be. But going off of existing stuff and knowing uh Bobo's art, I'm sure it's gonna be not like break the bank. So, hopefully. And ads are over. And I'm so sorry if anybody got more than 3 minutes of ads because it's supposed to be 3 minutes of ads. So that's really weird. But yes, welcome everyone to the stream. Um, I'll show you where we left off with Freerin for anybody that has missed. Here she is. I actually had finished her, and yay, welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back. I'm sorry that it was longer than 3 minutes. It shouldn't be longer than 3 minutes if you had gotten that. So I'm going to double check that. I said that in chat, but I'm definitely going to double check and see if there's something that got like set or if it's just a weird Twitch glitch. If it happens again, if you stick through to the next ad break and it happens again, let me know so I can kind of understand what's going on. But so this is where we left off with Freerin, and we're still here. And I actually did finish what I wanted to and got her to where I was going to start plotting engineering. And then it had not done its autosave thing in a while, and it decided to crash. Hello, hello! How are you, Spice? Welcome, welcome. First time chatter, yay! Good to see you. Um, so yeah, so here is the where we left off, and we're not going to do more today because I want to do this off stream like I had, and I don't want to put any more time into it on stream. I want to finish it up and do the engineering stuff on stream. That's why I want to start something new today, and that's what you guys are going to help me with. And I'm not going to do a poll or anything crazy. We're just going to talk through it for, this first bit of stream, and then we're just going to get cracking. See, oh no, how much work did you? It was only like, it probably felt like an hour, hour and a half, maybe. It wasn't crazy, but it's one of those things like I did it and now I have to do it again. I just haven't been in the mood to do it again yet. Plus, life, everything's, got other stuff to do. So it's just one of those things that it's kind of disappointing when you've done something and you lose a little bit of work and you got to go back. Yep, super annoying. So let me show you all of the uh, characters I kind of have in mind. Now, also keep in mind in the future, other upcoming things. I'm working on something with Jeff that I'll probably do, or not Jeff, Josh that I'm probably going to do on stream, which will be really fun and exciting. Get to show off some more Odious, kind of. It's going to be adjacent to Odious. It's going to be fan art, which is going to be kind of funny since I am also the original sculptor for Odious. So I'm getting to do fan art of a character that I worked on. um, And let's see. So happy I can make it to your stream for a bit. Are you coming to movie night tomorrow night? I think so. I don't know, only because I mentioned earlier before you came in, my wife's birthday is today, but she's out of town. She's in Vegas. She saw No Doubt last night with her best friend, and then today they're just having a great time. And so tomorrow, depending on what time she gets home and what she wants to do, we're going to celebrate her birthday together with her. So I don't know if I'll be able to make night tomorrow night. I hope so. I always like enjoying that with everybody, but I don't know, you know. But we'll see. We'll see. It'll depend on how tired she is and when we do dinner and all that kind of stuff. I might pop in for a little bit, if not like the whole thing. Um, so yes, so I have a few characters that I want to propose to the group. Mr. Gart, do you have a Discord like Sus? No, but that is planned because I do want to make kind of an art community. That is a great question. I've talked about it the past couple of streams, and I haven't done it yet. It's one of those things where I mod for about 5 different Discords and a few different streamers, and so I have my ideas of what I want to do, but I just haven't executed it yet. Um, so I'm going to hold off on answering any more chat for a bit. So you can keep putting stuff, but I'm going to hold off just a sec so I can get through this. Um, so yes, we have Calcifer from Howl's Moving Castle, which is Studio Ghibli. Love Ghibli. So fun. I think it's a cute character. And whatever we pick tonight, I'm gonna then go and like pull some fun reference too. So you get to be part of that whole process. So we got Calcifer. I am a big fan of Tank Girl, so I want to do a Tank Girl piece eventually. Could be starting that tonight. Don't know. Let's see what y'all think. Um, and then Brack from Space Ghost Coast to Ghost, Coast to Coast, or The Brack Show, or just like the original Space Ghost series. I think he was one of the villains, but has become something much different since that show because of the Cartoon Network spin-offs. Really silly character, really funny, um, very simple, and I think I can do a lot of fun things with. We got Zoe from K-pop Demon Hunters. I love Zoe. She is just such a great character, and I understand her to her core. And yeah, her design is cool, but like her as a character, it spoke to me. So she is a character that I also really want to work on. And then I didn't post anything about this, but I'm a big Iron Mouse fan too. But I don't know if I want to start Iron Mouse because she's got so many different models. But I'm just putting that out there. Eventually, I want to do some fun fan art of Mouse, but I don't know what version of Mouse I would like to do. But kind of to go along with that, I might start entering the VTuber model space, but uh, doing 3D VTubers, because obviously that's what I do. And there's a friend of mine who has a VTuber model and is interested in a statue of her VTuber model. But then I kind of floated the idea of like, oh, what about a 3D version or a 3D VTuber model? So that is also something that I want to get into and figure out in a space that I need to wade into because I think that can be very fun and also it could be great support to the community because there's always gonna be people that need models. So and also there's not too many. Most VTubers that at least the ones that I watch are 2D models and they look amazing. They do feel very three-dimensional with the way they're rigged. It's very impressive. I have seen a few awesome 3D VTuber models and I'd like to kind of get into that space eventually. And then another one, this only because somebody else that I mod for posted this and was like, I need her, please. It's a character from TFT, League of Legends. I don't play League, I don't play TFT. This character just looks super cute. So this is kind of on the list, but this is kind of a last minute ad, and I'm not thinking I want to go this route, but it's really cute, so it might be fun. And then Slimer, because I'm a huge Ghostbusters fan. But my idea for Slimer is probably not to do like a version of Slimer that exists. I probably want to do kind of a fun, stylized me version of Slimer that has kind of elements that I like from maybe some or all of the different Slimers. But yeah, so that is kind of what we're looking at. So we got Slimer, we got, oh, here we go. We got Mouse, We got Zoe. So cool. So fun. Our ADHD queen. And then Breck. And I'm interested to know if anybody knows who Brack is because it's very kind of niche at this point. Tank Girl. Let's move her over. Put Zoe there, back there. And then finally, Calcifer. Oop. Okay, okay. So what are we thinking? Oh, hey, Imogen. Hello, hello, hello. I'll answer that question in just a bit. So these are the, I guess, six different characters that I'm thinking of to start next. So why don't you all pick a favorite and just put it in chat? Say all the folks that are here that are able to chat, even if you're lurking a little bit, if you could just take a moment and pick one. You got Iron Mouse, Brack, Slimer, Tank Girl, Zoe, and Calcifer. And then I'll catch up on chat while you all do that. Let's see. So I already answered Essie about hello, Zoe or Slimer. Thanks, Ehul. Good to see you, Aaron. Let's see. All right, so let's catch up on chat. Yes, I guess it's acceptable because I have a good reason. Yes, my wife's birthday is a good reason. See, Calcifer is always fun and is adorable. Zoe's also fun. Let's see, literally finishing up a rehearsal dinner, but I got a note if you were. Oh, thank you for coming to say hi even for a little bit. I appreciate that, Um, spiced cake. Have a great stream. Tell your wife happiest birthday. I will. You're already gone, so thank you for being here. See, I have a friend who does their own 3D view. Ooh, cool. We should chat about that because I'm very curious about some stuff. All right, so we got some Zoes. We got Slimer. See, Calcifer Zoe, Slimer Zoe. See, as much as I want to see Tank Girl, you have done a female figure. See, and a cutesy one, Jeff. So I think vote Slimer or Brack. Ooh, that's a good point. That's a good point. That's a good point. Let's see. I love Brack. Zoe would also be super neat. Let's see. Hope she had a great birthday. Her precursor was yesterday. She went to see No Doubt, and then today she's just hanging out in Vegas with her bestie. So she's having an awesome birthday. Let's see. All right, so it looks like we've got a lot of Zoes, but Josh makes a good point that I've done um, a number of female characters actually because I did Frieren, and then we did. Let's see if she's still here. At least have this form of her, Cutesy Noodle, and I did Jeff, and I've worked on Rebecca, not on stream. This is prior to streaming. Um, so yeah, so I think I'm gonna take Zoe out of the running, but I think she'll be what I do next. So I kind of want to do something a little bit more quick right now. That'll be fun. And I'm seeing Slimer and Brack were the other two that really, oh, and Calcifer. All right. So silly me. I know I'm kind of altering things, but it's my stream, so I can do it. Haha. Um, good point about Tank Girl. We'll take out Mouse. I still want to do her, but not quite yet. So here we go. So between Slimer, Brack, and Calcifer. So everybody that's left, what are we thinking? I know we got a vote for Slimer from Hoodle, and we got a vote for Brack from Imogene. Let's see, and then Josh, what did you? Let's see. I think my vote is Slimer or Brack. Of course, there's no. It's a tie. So is anybody willing to be the tie-breaking vote? Also, let's see. I think Nick said Calcifer, so I think that leaves it between uh, these two. So these are the two that are getting the most love from the majority. Let's see. I have to come at things analytic. Oh, no, I get you, man. That makes sense. Like it is something that I've thought about before because I have a list of the things that I want to work on. And I was like, man, there's a lot of female characters. I need to branch out a little bit more. It's partly why I did Jeff. Um, so here we go. This is it. All right, Slimer. One vote for Slimer. Imogene, what do you say? Are you still Brack? Nick's between Brack and Slimer. What would you say? Slimer still for me. Let's do Slimer. Yay! I feel like I almost let it a little bit because obviously Slimer is right there, and I kind of secretly, when I thought of Slimer the other day, hey, what's up, JD? How's it going? We're about to start. First, I'm going to look up some Slimer reference. Let's see, Slimer is Cal. Let's see, Slimer if Calcifer is gone. Yay! All right, Slimer it is. All right, let's look up some fun Slimer reference. Oop. Images. Okay, okay. So I want to look mainly at like film stuff and maybe like the animated stuff, but not sculpted from other sculptors. So let's see. I already have this guy, but now I'm going to make a Slimer folder. So here we go. Save images. I'm going to start a new folder for a new project. Slimer. Save. Right. Ooh, this is a fun one. This is a good one of his face. And these are from this one in particular is the newest version of Slimer from the newer Ghostbusters movies. Do you want to save one of this guy? There's a couple just to see some of the features. This is also a different animated version, so this is kind of whoop, not what I wanted to do. Eh, all right, save image. Another version of him animated. Ooh, this is kind of fun. Good profile shot from Frozen Empire. Very cool. This is a Slimer from. That actually looks like it's not from Afterlife. It actually kind of looks like it's from the 2016 Ghostbusters. I don't think Slimer was in Afterlife. But I kind of like this shot. Here we go. Here's some classic stuff. Let's see. Be sure to sculpt that. Oh yeah, no, we can't leave out the booty. Um, it's quintessential to to Slimer. It's very funny. Um, I did not work on the Slimer action figures for Diamond Select, but I know the guy who did, and yes, the booty is there for sure. And so I'm not going to leave it out either because Slimer has an ass. I mean, he eats a lot, so it's got to go somewhere, I guess. Oh, what do you mean the blue guy? Where did he go? This guy? That guy's from Afterlife, and he was a specific. He was specific to Afterlife. Let's see. Here's another. This is a better shot. Ooh, because it is interesting. Slimer is like not consistent from movie to movie at all, and it's very funny. Sorry for zooming in. Oh, here's an example of the cake. I'll even show you guys. I don't know if I want to pull it out right now. Maybe I'll do it a little bit later. But the Slimer in the back. Here, I'll go full screen. Uh, this guy, he does have the cake too, but he's actually a costume. So it's the back of the costume doesn't look very good. Eventually, I want to fix that up a little bit because it's got these big Velcro straps because the back wasn't really meant to be seen much, or at all. So let's see, Slimer with the bow. Let's see, the Slimer with the bow in the Slimer with the bow in this. The Slimer with the bow was from. Well, there was a girlfriend to Slimer in the Answer the Call movie, and that might have been what that was. Now I don't see. Oh, here it is. So yeah, so this is it. Lady Slimer. It wasn't great. I really did like that movie. I know a lot of people don't, but I enjoyed it a lot. But this is kind of silly because there's actually some lore behind Slimer, and just having like another like a girl version of her doesn't really make a lot of sense. Um, but it's not that big of a deal in the end. Nothing like horrible. So that's just something that I kind of wrote off. I think this is from Answer the Call as well. All right, this is going to be the last image I save. I think we found enough stuff. Cool. Now we'll get back and I'm going to load up a sphere. Turn off perspective mode. KGart82. And we'll get a sphere in here. And this is what we're going to start with. And let's get the reference in. Oh, hydrate. Thank you for the hydrate. I appreciate it. All right, let's get the scene back in. You're just looking at me for a sec. Thank you for pointing that out. Let's see. His hair looks like the Grinch. Sorry. That's okay. It does, yeah, it does. It did kind of look like one character from the Grinch. All right, let's import. all the Slimer stuff. Yes. There we go. Might have to actually go and resave a lot of this stuff because it's something that I don't really like that has been happening more and more in what do I want to call it? With internet images where they're saved as WebP images. So some of it looks like some of them weren't able to open, but that's okay. We'll get what we can. All right, so export. Bear with me on this part. This is the joys of finding and gathering reference for a project. Normally I would do this off screen, but we're doing something a little different this time because you guys are part of the process from the start. Did I already do this one? No, I don't think I did. Export and okay, did that one. Do this one. This one is a JPEG, so I don't need to do that. This one is a ping. That should be fine. PNGs open in ZBrush. This one needs to be this one also is a WebP. A couple more. Him driving the bus in Ghostbusters 2 always thought was so funny. Anybody else Ghostbusters fans out there? I'm a huge Ghostbusters fan. Ever since I was a kid, I have loved that film so much. And it is a film that I feel like grows with you because there's just so many little things that easily go over your head as a kid. They're not subtle, but they just don't make any sense. But then once you get to that age where you understand things, it's far more clear. All right. So here we go. Back in here. So we're going to load one. Then we're going to bring it up in. Do I have Spotlight open? Gotta load something else. Sometimes ZBrush does this weird thing where you can't access the images that you import, and it's very frustrating. Let's see. Who do I know has a Spotlight? Rebecca, did I save one for you? No. Noodle. No. I have one for Jeff. G. Jeff, do I have a spotlight for you? No. Right, I know I'm gonna have something for. I'm gonna have a spotlight somewhere in here. At least I should. Bob's no. No. Legs, no. No. Of course. All right. You know what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to do a project save because I do want to save all this stuff. Save as. Actually, no, we'll do this. We'll do a quick save and we'll reopen ZBrush. That happens sometimes. Let's see. Replace OMP with PNG. Oh, or whatever program you use. That's good to know. Just retype that. That's nice. See, just rearrange my GB shelf a bit today. Ooh, cool. Let's see. You have the HasLab Ecto? No, I don't. It's really cool, but it was just too pricey. I do have the wife and I both have the HasLab Proton packs, the Afterlife ones, not the new one that's taking forever. That who knows what's going to happen to it one. Let's see. My mom is, but I haven't watched many of the films. Ooh, you should. You should. Hopefully by the time we're done here, you'll be jazzed to check out Ghostbusters. All right. So we're going to reopen it. So hopefully now we'll be able to load the reference in. Sometimes when ZBrush is open for quite a bit of time, it has like memory errors and it doesn't allow certain things to happen. That's a very new issue that I've run into. I don't know why it happens, and I don't know if they're aware of it. So I might need to put in a ticket just to be like, do you guys know that this happens? Can you fix it? Because it's kind of annoying. All right. See now, see how these are here and visible and they pop up when I scroll over them? That wasn't happening before. They were grayed out. So anything that I would import into this space. See, now I can click on it. Now I can add it here. Before, it became something that I could not touch. And again, I am going to be doing like my own version of Slimer. So that's why like all the references very different because I kind of want to be inspired by um, previous versions of Slimer versus uh, actually trying to model exactly. Right now that I have that wheel up, I'm going to bring in all the other reference, which is kind of this is a cool thing that I do like. I can bring in all the spotlight stuff at once instead of just bringing it in one by one in here and tossing it in. If I have that wheel up, I can import all the images and they shoot right onto Spotlight. And now I'm going to save this Spotlight in the Slimer folder. We're actually going to do a couple things. We're going to do a new folder, create. This is going to be they're going to let me name it. Rename. Ref. It's going to be my reference folder. And that is where I'm going to save my Slimer Spotlight. Slimer Spotlight. And I'm also going to go in that folder and just toss all those images in there real quick as well. Let's see, Slimer. Boop. Okay. So there we go. So we got all our stuff up. And right now I'm just going to kind of have fun with it and roughen the shape to get roughly that like bean kind of silly shape. And I'm going to use what I usually do. I might go into more Dynamesh free sculpting later on, but I kind of want to mess with the tools that I really enjoy in the beginning. Let's see. When Kevin brings up the wheel, it always looks like some sort of Stargate. Oh, let me bring it up again. This thing, I think it looks like a Stargate. Yeah, it's really interesting because like some of it you just click on and it does an action, and some of it you can actually drag. Like to do the transparency on the images, you can change the opacity by just kind of dragging the wheel around. So that way you can kind of have the image over stuff and use it as a guide, which is really fun. And then there's the scale. And then you can also like, I have this in the front, but I can also drop it to the back, bring the other images forward. So it's a very interesting little function wheel. Also, how I interact with the image uh, is interesting. If I drag the center, I can drag the wheel by itself. Anywhere else in between, it takes a whole image. Or if I just grab the image anywhere, it just moves the wheel and does that. So very interesting. Cool feature, really like it, but let's get going. All right, so I'm gonna use kind of the gizmo right now, and I'm also gonna bring it to wireframe. We're doing a lot of masking. So I just masked the top and I'm holding control. I'm dragging just to kind of like stretch it out. I'm gonna add edge loops in here. I'm gonna add multiple edge loops. I'm gonna drag them in. I'm gonna keep this all one poly group for now. So as this goes, anytime I make new edge loops or something and it starts to do like new poly groups, I'm just gonna fix that. But again, thank you everyone for hanging out, for joining in. We're at least under an hour. We've got under an hour. We're finally into our sculpting, our modeling for the night. And we're just free forming it. Let's see, let's see. I'm actually going to open this up more. I'm gonna throw a single edge loop in here. I'm gonna extrude this poly loop. So I switched the select to a loop for the polygons. So anything that's along the loop is now going to extrude. There we go. So now I got a nice loop around the mouth that I can work with. It's got a big bottom lip, kind of thin top lip. Do that again. Nah, I'm not gonna do that. Probably just pull out here. Nope. And then we'll go in here. We'll stitch these little bits back. All right. Looks like a rabbit. Yeah, kind of. I mean, it kind of has that feel to him. Yeah, so this is just what we're doing tonight. We're starting anew. We're having fun with a new project. Gonna kind of wing it. So far on stream, we've been going off of like pre-existing designs and really trying to stick to it. This time, we're gonna do something a little different. Oh, come on, grab it. There we go. So this one's going to be a lot of trial and error and feeling it out and seeing just, what works. I think what I might do here, that's nice. Do another loop there, and we'll smooth this inside stuff and drop that down. Because eventually what we're going to do is we're going to throw in the teeth and the gums and all that kind of fun stuff. But first, we're just going to like rough in the most important parts of the body. Give myself some more edge loops here. Some more stuff here. You know where I think I'm going to want more detail? I'm going to throw in some extra edge loops, and then I'm going to go in and do like a light smoothing kind of to even them out. I might eventually do that with these side areas, but not right now because I'm going to pull out the arms. See, Imogene, oh, I'm just fascinated, la la la, 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 watching like, thank you, I'm glad. And by the way, so yeah, how are all of you doing? Tell me, tell me, tell me. How was your Saturday? What did you do today? I already said I went and saw the back rooms, and I think we'll talk about that in a little bit, but I want to know what you guys have been up to. First, tell me. Let me know what's going on in your lives. Let's see, we'll do, I think, should do this and we'll puff out. This is where his cheeks are going to go. And I'm going to put another edge loop here. Puff this out. I think I'm going to actually puff out. Oh, that's not what I want to do. If I'm moving fast and if you are like interested in what I'm doing, let me know. I'm happy to like slow down and talk about any of the tools that I'm working with for real. Okay. I'm gonna insert standard. There we go. And we'll be able to pudge out this cheek a little bit more, like a separate bit. Ooh, also because my wife is down, having her grand old time, which I'm so happy for. Um, I'm a single parent right now, so it's just me and the kiddo. So right now, while I'm doing this, he's downstairs playing a little. Pokemon. He was playing some Fortnite earlier. I've asked him to do some things for the house and for himself, so I might at some point take a second to either text him or chat with him just to make sure that he's getting some stuff done. It's almost summer. His schoolwork's pretty much done. He doesn't do any more stuff at home, so he's got it pretty good right now. But he still has to do stuff, you know. Let's see what Imogene has to say. Let's see, I saw a special screening of Repo. That's cool. And today I was just lazy day. Some naps sprinkled in. Awesome. Let's see. Yes, yes, for sure. Do the parental things. Yep. I mean, you know, I'm lucky starting this whole streaming thing at a in my life and his life where it's very easy for me to just kind of simul do both things because he's very independent. There's some things where he wishes he wasn't as independent in, but he is quite capable, and we are very proud of him. Okay, this is looking really funny. I love this part of the process because it's like very weird and it can get kind of funky. Oh, back to extruding, doing stuff is lame. That's true. It is kind of lame. See, that's excellent. I wish my parents had prepared me better for real life. I mean, I don't know, like we're trying, you know. I don't know how well prepared he is. Life is he I mentioned earlier about uh Zoe from K-pop Demon Hunters being my ADHD queen, love her to death, and I am undiagnosed autistic, but only undiagnosed because it's super expensive, but kind of diagnosed through my son who is autistic. And it was once he had his autism diagnosis that uh, the mirror was held up and we all kind of realized some stuff. So he's got extra struggles. He's very, for lack of a better term, high functioning. That's not really a good term, but it's also a very hard it's a hindrance for him because there's just a lot of educators who have run into the we don't know what to do with him because he can do the stuff, but there's just some struggles that just aren't really apparent until they hit. And he's incredibly intelligent and can do the work, but he has lots of sensory issues that can cripple him, um, and he gets very overwhelmed when it comes to doing certain types of assignments. So yeah, so we're getting there, and we're very proud of him. And high school, I think, is actually going to be very good for him because he's excited about a couple of the different programs he's going to join, and so are we. And yeah, so it's we are trying to prepare him for life, but it is very hard to prepare him because life isn't going to be incredibly easy for him in different circumstances. And that's a struggle that is really hard to prepare for. And I don't know, like my wife and I, like she's ADHD, and so it's both of our faults for giving him the double whammy. But it's hard for us, but we managed because our sensory issues weren't as strong and debilitating, where his are. So, see, Slimer turning into a Quiznos. Yeah, maybe a little bit. There we go. I mean, this looks a little bit better. You can kind of see Slimer, I think, in this bit, where if I turn on the groupings, which is kind of helping me map stuff out, we want the subs. I haven't had Quiznos in so long, man. I love Quiznos. Love their toasted subs. Togo's is all right, and I like Subway as well, but see, I'm assuming you had Quiznos. Oh yeah, I used to eat Quiznos all the time. I don't remember what my favorite sandwich was, but man, I did have a regular sandwich that just like I would devour many times during during the week through college when I could afford it. Let's see. Similar case with me. I was diagnosed with ADHD. My brother was diagnosed as autistic, and over the years, looking back at some things, I'm very certain now uh, that I'm ADHD. Yeah, I mean, we're all learning a lot of things, and I don't know if my I need to look up the article, but I guess they've kind of mapped the types uh, through brain scans now, and originally it was like there's you know ADHD brain and autism brain, and you might be able to you might have both, and they're discovering that it's not like a combination of the two, but it's a whole different brain mapping for folks with ADHD. So it's not even like a combination, it's just the comorbidities crossover, and it presents like, oh, you have a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but it's a completely different brain mapping if you are diagnosed with both things. So essentially, it is its own animal. So we still have Quiznos, one of the few left. Yeah, I think there's some around here, but I just haven't like looked. All the ones that I used to go to are gone. Um, but yeah, loved Quiznos. Subway's all right. It's kind of filled some of the gaps, but yeah, not completely. All right, so we got kind of a placement for the nose, and the eyes sit a little high. So I'm gonna, and they're kind of beady. I like the beady eyes, excuse me, of Slimer versus like the cartoony big kind of like Disney eyes. So we'll see. I'll create some sockets. We'll keep them smaller. But I don't know if I'm going to go super small and sunken because that might be fun or what. But yeah. So let's see. Got to turn off symmetry first because there's a weird thing with the inset tool where if with these touching, it would inset that whole section if it was symmetrical since there's two edges touching. So I just do one, and then I select and tap, and it mirrors it. So I can't do them at the same time, but could do them like that. And now I can turn symmetry back on and start manipulating stuff and throwing in some more edge loops. Let's see. Let's see. Subway is best. I mean, yeah, it's not great. There are some go-to Subway sandwiches that I will enjoy, and I think in some places Subway is better compared to others, but in general, is not as good as like a Togo's or a Quiznos, mostly RIP, and a Jersey Mike's. Like those are always going to be superior to Subway, you know? Slimer doesn't have ears, which is nice because I won't have to worry about that. But he does have arms, so I will be putting his limbs in very soon. Bleh. Also, I mean, let's see. Let's see who's been through here. One, I know she is lurking. She's a fantastic streamer. Oodles of fun. Make sure I'm spelling this right. Yes. All right. So check out Lady Ehoodle. She is a DVD streamer, Dead by Daylight streamer, primarily. Most of the time, that's what she's playing. But she's done painting streams, and I don't know if you've done like cooking streams or anything like baking streams. Um, but yeah, give her a follow. She's awesome. She popped in earlier. She's lurking. Uh, really enjoy her and her community. Um, so yeah. Hi, Keisha's here. Yay! My favorite Georgia peach. How is all your birthday stuff? Are you still like celebrating? My wife's birthday is today, but she's in Vegas with her bestie because they went to see No Doubt last night. So you share birthday times with my beloved. See, I'm so glad you had a great birthday. That makes me happy. But yeah, check out eHoodle. She's super awesome. Um, Keisha, so glad you've arrived. We're working on Slimer. But I'm doing kind of like my own version of Slimer, and we're just in the beginning stages. And we also will have an ad break starting in about 2 minutes. So if you are not a subscriber, which is most likely, please hang through the ad break. And I appreciate it. For those of you that are subbed, thank you again for supporting and being so kind and generous. And we'll take a little bit of break on the work and chat if you are able. Let's see, today I went out with the in-laws. Oh, cool. Did you like go out and have a nice lunch, or did you do a fun like out and about on the town activity kind of thing? Did you see a show or something? You know what I saw today, because you saw in the Discord likely, and I loved it, and I hope you see it soon too. All right, so we got the eye sockets mostly in there. We got kind of a rough nose, and yeah, I think I want to give him a bigger, like, fun, gaping mouth. Yay, I'm so excited to be doing this. Like I said, I know I kind of like led it along because I was kind of leaning this way, but thank you for everybody who kind of encouraged and supported working on Slimer. Very exciting. All right, here we go. 10 seconds to the ad break starting. It has begun, or it's just about to begin. So I'm going to stop here for a second, take another drink of water, and then maybe we can do some backrooms talk. Spoiler-free backrooms talk, because I don't want to spoil it for anybody. But I am very excited about it, and I can't wait for folks to see it so that I can talk with them about it too. It always says ad breaks are going to start now, and then it says ads are starting soon, and on my end, it seems to always take a very long time. Let's save while we're at it. New file. I wonder if anybody heard my jaw. If anybody's coming in and watching live in the background and not seeing ads, you probably heard my jaw click a little bit. 2 minutes left. You lurking, Josh? We can talk a little bit about the goings on for a couple minutes. Um, yes, I will be giving you a quote for that skull. Can't wait to see Bobo's art. Do you are you thinking of one version or a couple different versions? What are your thoughts? That's what my inquiring mind wants to know. I think just one skull. Oh, that's right. And weapon. That's right. That's right. That's right. Cool. Check, check. All right, there we go. My headphones went out for just a second. I'm glad it went out during the ad break. Yeah, it does this weird thing sometimes with the computer where it just like it disconnects and says it's pairing. It did that during the podcast with Jay and Machu, and that was like frustrating. All right, 60 seconds, no, 30 seconds. Woohoo! I've saved. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 1. All right, it says we're back. Are we back? How's everybody doing? Thank you for sticking around through the ad break. I appreciate everybody that did. For everyone that's lurking and not even noticing the ad breaks, I hope you're whatever you are doing while you have me in the background is going swimmingly, that you're having a nice evening. Thank you again for everybody that takes the time hang out with me while I hang out here on Twitch. All right. So I think I'm gonna mess with the head a little bit because he's got kind of a pin head. So let's kind of get that going because I do like that. But it's going to be a little bit of a different shape. Well, I also got to get his brows going. That's also going to help. So let's get this back here a little bit. That's where his brows are going to come. Get some fun shape going on that cranium. All right, so we're through the second ad break. So I'm going to kind of try to speed up a little bit. Oh, because even though I'm doing this is going to be kind of like my template. And I'm not sure if I'm going to end up doing more freeform kind of stuff with him. Or if I'm going to stick with this as my base. Kind of just trying to feel it out and have a good time with y'all. All right, so Backrooms. Anybody else? Has anybody else seen it? And if you haven't, who out there wants to see it? I was actually late to the game on all the Backrooms stuff. Not yet, but I really want to. Yeah, I didn't like watch all the like the videos and the stuff. I was very aware of it for like a long time, but it wasn't until recently when I actually sat down and watched all the stuff, thanks to the incredible Nikki Bites, who I'll shout out in a second. But first, I do want to shout out wonderful new member to the affiliate family. Imogen. Everybody follow her. She is very new to the world of streaming. She just made affiliate. She's only been streaming for about a month. Fantastic job. Congratulations. Um, and she's playing Fable right now. And I saw you playing something else. What else? I think you're playing Tomodachi as well, and some other stuff. Variety game streamer. Fable's the main single player game she's playing right now, but give her a follow and hang out with games because she's very fun. I lost my pen. All right, see. I'm sure Logan will make me watch it on streaming when it comes out. I've heard good things so far. I'm impressed the director. So, oh yeah. I mean, I think he was 16 when he started the whole YouTube channel and series. Like, that's wild. He's I think 21 or 22 now. And he's been doing it for that long, and it led him to a feature film, and it is a very good film. Like he is super talented, and it doesn't feel like it's just a YouTube, like a string of YouTube episodes on turn it into a movie. It is a legit movie, 3 acts, characters, story, good plot, well written. Um, but it is super rooted in that universe. It doesn't feel separate from everything else. It feels like just another window into that world through a different medium. You know, if we look at, YouTube and television and cinema as different mediums, you can have cinema on YouTube, you can have movies on television, and vice versa. But if we look at like the true differences between those mediums, this is cinema. It's very good and very fun. And my my kiddo's first R-rated movie, and he hung in pretty well. It did. It's not super scary. It's mostly very mysterious and interesting and intriguing, and then it gets pretty scary. But yeah, it's really good. I digs it a lot. So yeah, if you've got a kiddo who is able to handle that kind of stuff, then for real, check it out. Because yeah, it's just a really, really well done flick for sure. And as far as like what gives it the R rating, like some minimal graphic stuff that's very violent, but it's like I said, it's minimal. It's not like a big part of the movie, but it's very visceral and not gory per se, but it's yeah. So if your kiddo can't handle that kind of stuff, then yeah, probably not for them quite yet. My kiddo, he was ready and he did a good job. I think mostly the R rating is for like one of the horror scenes and oh, what did I do? One of the horror scenes that gets really violent, maybe two, which are really the only two scenes that get like that, and mostly language. Like they cuss a lot in the movie, and that alone will get you an R rating real quick. There we go. Keep hitting all the wrong buttons tonight. But yeah, really enjoyed the movie. The performances are great. The writing is well done. Visually, it's pretty. pretty stunning, even though it's a simple concept. It nailed the visuals for sure. Ooh, excuse me. So yeah, highly recommend the movie. Let's see, still, that's an excellent first R-rated movie. Yeah, no, it is, and I think that was like part of it too. Like I was talking with my wife, and when I said like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna go see it," and she's like, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "Yeah, I think it'll be fine." I've talked to some people who have alluded that it's all good, and screwed nostrils. And all the people I talked to, I brought up, I'm like, oh yeah, he's watched Stranger Things. And let's be real, even though Stranger Things isn't rated R, it got pretty gory. It was, probably MA, but MA is like close to like T for teen rating kind of shit. And yeah, Stranger Things takes it a little bit further than that, in my opinion. Not a bad thing. I think it's fine, but yeah, it did seem like that was far more intense than this. And yeah, I was right. Yeah, I would say if they have seen Stranger Things, most other horror movies would probably be okay for them. Let's see. They said it was mostly language. Oh yeah, yeah. It is definitely mostly language. And ooh, and I'll tell you a fun story. Like my kid, he doesn't cuss a lot. But he has cussed, and there's a funny, funny story. Um, his sixth grade year was a rough one, and not like really his fault. It is mainly because, like I said, we didn't have a diagnosis yet, and the school was freaking out because they didn't know how to work with him. And there was one teacher that was like, "Oh no, she's going to be trouble," and she turned out to be like godsend. She was an amazing teacher for him, and the teacher that we thought was going to be cool was just, yeah, no, was not cool at all. And it was a big problem for him. He really struggled with her. She played victim a lot in situations that they would get in. She definitely did not know how to deal with not like just him, but I would imagine anybody really with uh, neurodivergent struggles, because like a lot of the times, like there's some stuff where like I get it, it's rough situations, but there's some situations that it's just like she escalated that shit so much unnecessarily. And yeah, he just was like at his wits end for most of the time. And there was one day near the, I think in the third uh trimester, trimester, whatever. Um, and he had just had it, and she was pushing his buttons. Like there were times where she literally would push his buttons, which was very, I find it very inappropriate and unprofessional and very frustrating as a parent. But there wasn't much that we could, because we really didn't understand it that way at that point. But yeah, he stood up in the classroom and he just yelled at the top of his lungs, "Fuck you, fuck you." And he was just, he had it. And, um, you know, I didn't blame him. We didn't punish him. He had his consequences. at the school, and we thought that was fair. We told him, like that is the consequences for your actions. We're not gonna punish you at home for that outburst. We're gonna try to work on it because even though we understand it, it's not a good one. So we're gonna try to do better. Um, that was not on him. That was on her. So when it comes to film and language with him, not worried because he knows better. And uh, if he decides that he forgets that he knows better, he will get in trouble. He will then get in trouble. But yeah, so it was mostly language. There was a lot of language in the film, but I don't think it was like egregious, you know? Okay, let's see. That's awful. I'm sorry y'all had to deal with that. Makes me so angry when grown-ass adults who choose to be around kids are the biggest bully. Yeah, no, it's really it was very disappointing because like I think we realized that it was actually a problem. Like we were already frustrated with her, but we were just like we didn't know what to do or what was the real issue was. But we realized it was a problem when we had and I wasn't there at this meeting, unfortunately, but there was a meeting of the minds with many of his teachers and counselors and stuff, and she was in there, and all the teachers, all the counselors, just everybody at school really loves him. Like they don't know exactly how to work with him all the time, but they know he's not a bad kid and he's not lazy and he is having a hard time and they recognize that regardless of whether they know how to accommodate him. But they always have glowing things to say about him and they're always very impressed with him. Where this person, once it got around to them about him in the meeting, just kind of was woe is me and went off about how hard she has it. And my wife said that just all everyone else kind of looked at each other and they were rolling their eyes. And that's when we knew, like, okay, so it isn't him, it's her. And yeah, at that point, we still said, you need to stick out the rest of the year. We're not going to move you. That'll be a harder thing to deal with for you, even though this situation sucks. Um, but don't worry, buddy. We are definitely on your side. And it seems that the school was as well. So yeah, that was a fun, like, part of all that. But yeah, you're right, Imogene. It's very frustrating when grown ass people are just they are the problem, plain and simple, because kids are just still trying to figure it out. All right, this is where our arm's gonna come out. Doobie-doobie-doo. All right, I think I'm gonna add a couple more edge loops here. All right, and now I'm gonna kind of reshape this because when you pull it out, it's looking at the normals and all the different directions that it's going, and it does weird stuff. So before I start to make it a longer appendage, I'm going to reshape the rest of it. What am I doing? I'm blanking out. to try to get this more round again. And then I'll do a different type of extrusion that will keep that shape more consistent. Also, hello again. If there's anyone that's lurking in the background or just popping through, uh, catching this live and just peering in to see what we got going on, I'm working on Slimer from Ghostbusters. I'm doing my own version, starting a new project. I am a 3D digital artist, 3D sculptor, digital modeler, whatever you want to call it. We're doing more of the modeling portion right now, not the sculpting stuff yet. We might start the sculpting stuff tonight, might not. Yeah, thank you for peering into the window. If you want to see more of what's going on with this eventually, uh, give me a follow and then come back because we'll get back to Slimer next week as well. I still need to fix up Freerin, and I'll probably take like another couple weeks to just get the desire in. So we'll do at least 2 streams in a row on Slimer, and then I might throw some other stuff in there. If y'all have been in chat and heard me talking to Josh, we got some stuff cooking up. There is another wonderful member of the community that has reached out to me that wants me to do a commission. So I still need to email them back with a quote. I don't do a lot of commissions because it's very time consuming, and I do have a 9 to 5, but I do want to start doing more of that stuff. So I am slightly open to it. So you're always welcome to inquire. It might not be if you're interested in my work and are interested in that kind of thing. You're welcome to inquire, and we'll talk. And if I'm available, then cool. If I'm not, I totally understand. There's lots of really talented artists out there. Please find the person that uh, will give you the art that you're looking for, because there's a lot of talented people out there. I am a speck of that. And encouraging people to add to the ranks. We need more artists, especially in this world of AI slop coming in and confusing people in many ways, but quite a bit in art and photography. It's not a great thing because it doesn't really understand art. It's regurgitating and copying stuff. And I have heard, people say, well, when artists have reference and uh, are copying the masters, isn't that just the same thing? And it is not. I'll tell you why. Because when an artist is learning from the masters, copying other work that inspires them, doing an homage to something, um, they are absorbing and working to understand why those things are happening, why they're being done. And in turn, moving forward as they improve, they will be able to use that skill and create brand new, beautiful works. from building that skill that doesn't arbitrarily take from other people's work. And that is what's happening. Skill is being built, knowledge is being absorbed, creativity is being fostered and born, where AI is taking data and going, I've seen this before, and this person kind of wants it over here. And it looks cool at a glance, but you can always see there's there's little life in it. And art imitates life. I mean, you look at this and you're like, oh, how is like this imitating life? Well, it's a creation of a being and there's a story behind it. Why is Slimer like this? Somebody knows. I know some of it. But usually an artist is creating something. They know what's behind it and it gives more life and feeling to what they're creating. Where if you say, do this character from this show, but in a different style. It's not really understanding the point, and it's not making anything new. It's a novelty. There's also artists that can do that for you even better than what AI can do. Uh, and AI is a tool. I'm not saying it doesn't have its uses. I think we confuse what AI is often. It's not actually an intelligence. It's just a very, very deep algorithm. Like I can add a texture to this, and the software can use an algorithm to apply the pattern with a randomness that feels somewhat organic. And it's a cool tool, but I still would go in and fix things on it and rework it and make it better. Where AI stuff, everyone is going for the quick fix. They're trying to like do it quick, do it fast, you know? And that's not what art is. It's not fast. It's not meant to be that. It is meant to be life. It's meant to be enjoyed. The journey is a big part of art. When you remove that journey, you remove so much of its meaning. So, and that doesn't even touch upon how environmentally heinous these AI data centers are. That's just the human moral impact in one sector that AI is used. I think I heard it best. AI should be used to convenience us in ways that don't hurt people and not take away the joys. AI shouldn't be doing art so I can do the dishes. AI should be doing the dishes so I can do my art. Not, don't quote me on that. I heard that from someone else and I thought it was brilliant. You know, have AI have a purpose that allows me to fulfill mine. So yeah, there's that little rant. Hope I didn't lose too many people. Throw some edge loops in here. See, it's much more fun to work with real people and friends and create something. See, exactly. AI should make life easier so people can make more art. Yes. I mean, come on. You know, I don't know why anybody would want to remove the fun and interesting parts from people. Also, AI shouldn't like replace people. It should make their jobs more fun and interesting and easier. I've had to use AI for some jobs. Um, I've had AI reference and it was crap, inconsistent. So it was a lot of guesswork on my end, which is fine because again, that's like part of it. That happens with regular poor reference, so not something that I'm not used to. But yeah, it's it should be used as a tool. It has been in a smaller scale used as a tool for so long. You know, again, it's not new. It's just this version of it is new. Okay, let's see. Yep, I can do it. Yeah, I know you do some art imaging. I don't remember if you had talked about you were going to do art streams or not, but I'm excited for that. I'm really excited for anyone to do art live for people to see because I think it needs to be seen more. People need to see people doing art more often. I wasn't liking how I did the fingies there, so I'm gonna inset to get that kind of like in between space with the fingers a little bit. And then I'm gonna pull them out. Also, I think one of my favorite parts about art is everybody does it a little different, you know? And it's kind of nice to see all the different ways people do stuff. It's more interesting that way. Like, I'm sure there's lots of people that are like, why are you doing it like that? That's not super efficient. It's like, yeah, maybe not. Some of the ways I do things isn't the most efficient, but it works for me, and for whatever reason. And sometimes I will learn new techniques that make things a little bit more efficient. I also like the challenge of like pulling things out of a sphere or a cylinder. Heard that old term, there's more than one way to skin a cat. It's a really morbid phrase, but it gets the point across, you know? There's so many different ways to do things. And I don't necessarily want to do the same way as everybody. Someone's got a cool thing and I like it, I'm going to do it that way. And vice versa. Like if I have a technique that you're like super into, yeah, use it, man, or woman, person. She's, he's, and they's. But yeah, like there's something to everybody doing it a different way. Yes, I'm planning to do an art stream eventually. I just need to find a way to connect stream to my iPad to the PC. Ooh, yeah. That's a good thing that needs to be thought about for sure. I'll think on that too. If I hear anything that's like interesting or helpful, I will zip that information over to you. See, I'll definitely have more questions once we start mucking around and Nomad. Yeah, that's exciting. And I want to muck around with Nomad too, but I don't have an iPad, so I don't know. I don't know if I want to do that again. I've had for years, and there wasn't like a sculpting software that was awesome, you know. So c'est la vie. But now there is stuff. So maybe eventually I might do that again. But I don't know. But there is going to be a lot of stuff that lends from ZBrush. Not a lot of this stuff necessarily, because I probably the modeling aspect is going to be the most different because every modeling software kind of has a different way that they tackle adding loops and adjusting points and moving polygons around and extrusion and just how all that stuff is manipulated. But once it gets to the sculpting aspect of the more organic parts of things, that is just once you have the understanding of like the tools that are in the arsenal for Nomad, like what brushes or tools do different actions on the surface, then it uh, comes into the territory of real life sculpting techniques, traditional sculpting. And that is my background. I learned how to do digital modeling in college, but I also learned and took to traditional sculpting at that point. Well, and I think that people that take the time to kind of learn that world and understand technique in that sense um, are better equipped. And not to say like you need to do traditional sculpting to be able to be good at digital sculpting. No, you just need to understand the methods. and the whys and hows. And you need to test and try and see what works for you. Because some stuff will work for you and some stuff won't. And if it doesn't work for you, if you don't like it, doesn't work for you, you don't have to do it. Right. Just gives you the extra bit of insight. That's right. So yeah, so I think you'll be able to hopefully get some good understanding of certain things once I start getting into the sculpting stuff here that will translate. And sometimes it's not even just like, oh, this is a particular technique, but just watching how people apply the cursor to the surface and the way they move it versus how maybe you are moving it can do a lot. Ooh, we're almost at the 2 hour mark. Yeah. I'm gonna add some dirty edge loop to this. Oop, oop, and then some extra edge loops around where the knuckles are gonna kind of be. I'm just looking ahead to figure out some detail. Let's see. Oh, hey, Flab. What's up, build a bitch? It's so funny. We're just talking about you earlier. Yes, I have not quoted you yet, but don't worry, I haven't forgotten you. And I know you said that it's not like in a super rush, but I'm going to keep reminding you that that is on my mind, and I'm getting closer and closer. Right now, I'm finishing up figuring out something else I'm going to work on with another member of the community, the wonderful and talented 3D printer Josh Brown, who has been helping me with 3D printing stuff. Wow, such a cool guy. And yes, I'm excited to. I haven't even opened the email yet, Pleb, because I didn't want to open it and just like let it sit there. I want to open it and like dive into it and really figure out what it is I need to do for you and give you the right quote as soon as I can after opening the email. So I haven't even looked at it yet, but I'm excited. So welcome in, welcome in. Thank you. We're doing Slimer. It's a new project. I'm doing my own version of Slimer, but I got several versions of Slimer off to the side that I'm kind of like looking at for inspiration as we go through, figuring out what I want to do. I think I do want to pull his mouth back more. That, yeah, let's see. Yeah, of course. Plus, since I can only pay around like June 7th-ish, really. Okay, cool. No worries. Let's see. That is not who I expected. Let's see. Haha. Yep, that's what we're doing. Woo. I know when I was like working on the hand there, that's a real easy way to kind of like keep it sneaky and not really know what's going on. Let's see. Get some. shoulder stuff going there. He is a blob, so there's a lot of like definition that's gonna be in there, but there's a lot of stuff that just like kind of like disappears. So it's gonna be kind of funky. I need to have some fun with it. See, the booty was not necessary. Oh, you are incorrect. The booty is essential to Slimer, an essential part. He's gonna be caked up. Actually, I don't know if it'll be caked up. I think I'm gonna like have some fun with it and make it like one of those like weird like it's booty, but it's also like kind of a flatty sad booty at the same time. But yeah, he thick. Damn, boy, he thick. Yep. But yeah, we're doing good. Let's see, we got about 8 more minutes-ish, 9 more minutes till the next ad break. So I think that'll be enough to like get the thumb in there. Figure out how I want to do this. Sometimes I forget some of my own techniques for things. Right. Get there. There we go. It's always nice to start something fresh, um, especially in this realm, just because I don't want to bore people or make it feel like the stream's getting stale if we stay on a project too long. Rerun took a long time, is taking a long time. Um, she's actually not taking too long, but when you're only doing like a couple hours a stream, a few hours a stream, also throwing other projects in there in between to break it up, stretches it out. So hours wise, I don't think I've spent too much time on free run. Might have gone through it pretty quick. But the stream world, yeah. Let's see. I don't think any of us felt that way anyways. Well, I'm glad. You know, it I do find and I've noticed just from listening to other streamer friends as they stream and I watch them, it's very easy to assume what people are thinking, and often it's our assumed thoughts are more on the negative side of things and often wrong. Like I have and there's somebody else that I want to shout out to. Let me see if I can remember. But let's see, did I in here? I already started shout out Imogene. Hoodle. Oh, that's right. That's right. I wanted to, because I mentioned her, because Keisha came in. We both are moderators for the lovely Nikki Bites. So do this. Shout out. She is a variety streamer as well. She mostly does horror stuff, game wise, and she's starting to get into horror in general. I want to make sure that I get her name right. I'm pretty sure, but it's one of those things where now I'm doubting what it is, and I don't want to. Yeah, okay, I was right. Um, yeah, she's an alternative model. I also do stuff with her husband. They are an awesome twosome. Yay, there she is. So yeah, check out Miss Bites. Really enjoy her. Um, Sweet, sweet person. It's one of those things where, a lot of people in the world of alternative fashion and art and body modification always get like the worst stigmas, and more often than not are like the coolest and sweetest people. And her hubby, they aren't really married, but they call each other hubby, husband and wife. Um, they're basically married, so it makes sense. But yeah, Sad Swim and Nikki Bites are both the sweetest people and very fantastic. So check her out. Give her she is the one who kind of spurred me on the back rooms to like dig deeper, which is kind of funny. Like I've always like known about it and watched stuff and kind of caught some things here and there, but never really got into it. And I don't know why, because it's definitely my wheelhouse. But yeah, just having getting more into horror movies again and watching stuff with other people. And she brought it up, and so I watched. She's like, "Here, look, here's the 3 hour thing of all the back rooms," and I watched it, and I was like, "Damn, this is awesome. I want more of this." So yeah, so I watched it, and the kid on his own like started watching stuff that was backroomsy, and so I was like, "Hey man, you want to see it? Let's go see it together." Father son movie day, and yeah, we had a great time. He really dug it. He's very intrigued with all that kind of stuff. And he was scared at moments, but he handled it really well. So I'm very proud of him. All right, and the ads are going to start in 1 minute. So thank you, everyone, as usual, for sticking through, hanging out. It's so much fun. It's been really fun to do this and have like people involved and share my art and other people to do art. And also just nice to meet really cool people. See, you got to be careful because the back rooms is actually a pretty small thing. It's maybe 10 actual official levels, but there's so much uh, fake stuff. People have just been like, yeah, here's a floor. It's so hard to find what is and isn't real. Well, I mean, it's like, it's freeware creepypasta. Like it's open, so lots of people are going to create stuff that is really cool but isn't necessarily canon, and a lot of people are going to create schlock. Um, I am mostly interested in what the director of the Backrooms movie has created, and that's what I was watching, which is connected directly to the movie, and so that's why I was more interested in that because I like that part of the Backrooms. I know that there's a lot of other stuff with different levels and all that kind of stuff, and they did it. Okay, I'm not going to spoil anything. I said I wouldn't, and I won't. But yeah, there's a lot of interesting stuff in this film. Really cool because it isn't just like another way to do lore dumping. It's a really cool storytelling moment for the Backrooms. And if you are interested in it, or if you're interested in horror movies or anything, I would say Obsession is probably still like the big thing right now. That is, I haven't seen it yet, but from what I've heard, it's probably a better movie. But Backrooms was a fantastic movie, and I would say a really good movie. And if you're a horror fan, you should see both. And I'm going to go see Obsession very soon because I think it sounds like it's amazing. Oh, all right. Cool, cool. Yeah, it's kind of gross, but I think that's a decent enough hand. Ooh. All right, it says we're back. Are we back? Can you hear me? Are we good? Welcome back from the ads. If that's true, give me a sign. Ooh. We're back. Yay, we're back. Good. All right, well, I got the thumb done. The fingers, not where I want them yet, but they're in and they've got all the info that they need. I might do a little bit of a inflate on them. Nah, I'll fix them up a little bit better next stream. But yeah, this is good. I think it's good progress for tonight. We got his main shape in, we got his arms and his features going. Lots gonna still change as I feel it out, especially once we start getting to the sculpting aspects of things, because that'll really factor in his look and feel. We got the basic stuff in place, so I'm happy with that. Here he is, kind of smooth normals. So yeah, honestly, with that, it's been a long day, a long week. Normally I go a little bit further, but I think cut it there tonight. And I'm very happy with where we are and appreciate everybody that has hung through and chatted and or lurked. Always nice to have folks here. So let's see. I do, though, I have been, I did my first raid last week. Let's see if there's anybody that I feel like raiding this time around. If there's anybody that I know. Let's see, let's see, let's see. No, 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 no. Yeah, maybe not tonight. I'm just not in the mood. But thank you all for hanging with. Um, I'll probably be posting these pictures up very soon on Instagram and in various Discords that I'm in. I still do plan on creating my own Discord. Thank you, phone, for chiming. Um, and once that finally happens, you folks will be some of the first to know for sure when I launch that. So yeah, let's go back to full me for a bit. Um, Everybody have a great night. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I hope you do something nice and fun tomorrow or relax, whatever makes you feel good. And yeah, we'll see you next week. I think. Let me just double check on my calendar just to make sure that there's not like something coming up that I don't remember. Yeah, should be good. June 6th will be our next stream, and then we'll do 13th. And then I'll take a break because I'm gonna go on vacation. Woo! And yeah, so we'll be back next week. So thank you everybody again for hanging out. New faces, great to see you. Please, please, please take care of yourselves. Have a wonderful weekend and stay creative. Bye bye.